Lambo, what's good? What's going on? Suze, how you doing? I see you. Doodle Master. What up, what up? What's going on? What's going on? Welcome, welcome. Come on in. Come on in. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, welcome. Tonight, we're going to be talking about pushing P's. Pushing these paintings. Getting these things out. I don't know what happened. Something bit me or something. I got like a welt going across there. It's crazy. I don't know what's going on, but it looks like somebody punched me in my eye. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Day, how you doing? I see you. I see you. Suze, I'm gonna have you on. Chris is supposed to come on in first, so I'm gonna have you right after Chris. Let me see if he got up in here yet. No, so wait a moment. But there are artists who, trying to get to the level where their work is sought after, where they can move it with or without, the help of a gallery or a dealer. What's going on? And there are people that are doing it. So, I have a couple of them coming on tonight with this artist how-to. So we can get a little bit of their story and, get something out of it that maybe can possibly work for us. Is often the nuances that we don't know about not being in those positions that are the difference between us getting in those positions and us remaining where we are. So who better to hear it from than the people who are doing it themselves? So welcome, welcome, welcome to Artist How To this week, sponsored by the Pay the Artist Club. If you don't know about the club, ask about it. Just DM me, PTA, and I'll give you some more info on that. So we're going to have Suze the artist and Cooley Ross Art talking to us tonight. So actually, there you go. Perfect timing, perfect timing. Just talked about you, brother. All right, cool. Let me see if I can send you a request, Chris. I sent you a request. It should come through. Yeah.
What's going on?
What's good with you, brother? What's good?
Man, much.
Yeah, nice. Good to see you, man. Where you at? Where you at?
Likewise, I'm in my studio right now.
Okay. You did that's on the wall or that's a piece?
That big one? Yeah, that's on the wall. Yeah,
okay.
That's on the wall.
All right, nice. So this is in studio number 1. You getting ready to move to another space?
Yeah, this is actually number 2.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm going to move into number 3.
All right, we getting bigger and better?
Oh yeah, hopefully.
All right, nice. What's prompting the moves? I mean, you just so much inventory or a better location or what's?
So this building that we're in, it's an old warehouse. It's like a 100-year-old grocery manufacturer, and
Okay.
there's all kind of stuff in here: boxing gym, other art studios, all kind of businesses. But a few years ago, it was purchased by a developer, and so they're finally getting ready to renovate and turn it into apartments and other things,
Okay.
retail and all that stuff.
Yeah. So you got to skedaddle one way or the other anyway. They got.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So what type of space you going to next?
We don't know yet. So it's going to be with this same organization that I'm with, called the Artist Cooperative. So they're looking for another space right now.
All right. Nice. All right. Well, introduce yourself to us, please.
Yeah, so my name is Chris Clark. Y'all probably know me on social media as Cooley Ross Art because my name, Chris Clark, is super common. There's like 100 other Chris Clark's out there. But yeah, I'm a visual artist, illustrator, and muralist.
Okay, nice. And how long you been doing it?
I've been doing art my whole life, but professionally, probably about the last 5 years.
Okay. And what was the switch? Like, what got you into doing it professionally, or what made you think you can do it professionally?
Oh man, so every job I think I've had, somebody on the job has always said, can you hear me good?
Yeah, I can hear you great. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, but like somebody on the job has always said, like, what are you doing here? Like, you should be working for Disney, or you could be doing this or doing that. And so, I guess I just finally decided to like take a chance in myself and see what would happen. Like, I know I could do a job, so let's see if I can do this. And so I've been doing it ever since.
Okay, nice. So tell me about your the first the first independent piece you sold.
Oh man, so here in Jacksonville, actually every first Wednesday of the month we have this thing called Art Walk. So we have an Art Walk tonight, right now as we speak.
Okay, cool.
So they have like a bunch of vendors set up and people selling their art and their crafts and stuff. And so it was 2013. I went to Art Walk for the first time, and actually it was my second time. And I set up and I sold a piece. It was like a 20 by 30-inch piece. It was a little abstract. I sold it for $25. That was my first piece. $25. And so to date, my highest selling painting, um, a little over 5,000, and then for murals they get up there. So
Okay.
I went from $25 to like in the tens of thousands for like some murals and stuff.
All right, nice, dope, dope.
Yeah,
Proud of you, proud of you, proud of you. We only going up, right?
yeah, yeah.
Only going
That's the
up.
only way.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah. So, um, how do you think you were able to find some of the success that you've found? Because obviously not, only do you have tens of thousands of followers, on social media, but you actually have people that are also converting into buyers. They actually come
Yeah.
becoming collectors. They're patrons. Do you anything that you can pinpoint, maybe, or a couple of things you can pinpoint that attribute to your success?
Definitely social media. So it's not only a form of entertainment. Like you can use it like it's a very valuable tool. Just to connect with people. Like you have access to people like all over the world. And so I've been lucky enough to meet some of the people who I follow, like collectors and curators, and like another thing that's really important that I didn't know like going into art that I know now is relationships. Like relationships are super important. Like you never know who you might meet, who can open the door for you down the line, or who might know somebody that can open the door for you. So like many opportunities that I've had is because somebody mentioned my name in a room that I wasn't in.
Mm. Yeah, yeah. That's. I'm glad somebody else said it, so I'm not the only one that's preaching that. So they don't think I have some type of angle.
Yeah,
We're in in the world period anyway, but particularly in the art world, relationships are almost everything.
yeah,
There's a lot of artists, so it's like if you happen to have someone views you as equal skill set to someone else, what's going to separate you? If I happen to know one and I don't know the other, of course I'm going to go with the one that I know, because I'm not losing anything and I'm possibly gaining something by continuing to nurture that relationship.
yeah,
So all the time that's going to happen. So surround yourself with people and get with people that know people. You hear me?
yeah.
So yeah, definitely.
People better than you too.
Um,
People better than you, smarter than you. Just like people who are already where you want to be. Yeah.
so how is your like repeat collectors or buyers? Like how do you nurture those relationships? Do you keep in contact with them, or how often do you do that, or you wait till they reach out to you, or how do you
We kind of keep in contact with each other. either they'll contact me by text or email or something like that, just asking if I have anything new or either just commissioning something.
Okay. So they so do you have like art events? Do you put on your own events and maybe invite them to different events?
I used to do a lot of shows and stuff before the pandemic, like little smaller shows and stuff. But most recently, we had a open studio here in my studio where we invited the public in to like see the studios and see the artist space and everything. And one of my collectors actually flew in from New York to come and check it out for the first time.
Okay. Nice. Nice. Oh. So what are your plans from here? Are you because I know you've been approached, by some opportunities. We had spoke about a little bit about that. Um, are you seriously considering anything? Are you looking to, for any type of partnerships? Like what is your plan? Where do you see the direction of your art business going at?
Yeah, so I definitely want to get into the gallery market. I know that galleries have, they come with certain benefits that that I don't have already. They can get you in places and do certain things that, I can't do on my own. Plus, like when you're doing it by yourself, it's like a ton of work. So like you're the manager, you're the artist, you're the shipper, the packer, like you're answering phone calls, answering emails. So, it'd be good to have somebody like to handle that stuff where I can just, focus on creating.
All right, definitely, definitely. Um, and like so there's kind of a little controversy, of course. I think it'll never go away. I think the same thing as far as with audio artists as well. Um, whether to be totally independent or whether to partner up
Yeah.
in different things like that. Um, is it's definitely not atypical for artists to get independent success and then partner up with a gallery. But there's still a lot of artists trying to reach where it is that you are right now.
Yeah.
Um, and I mean, so you have what 30 something thousand followers or something like that right now.
Yeah.
Man.
Almost he's near 40, 38 or something like that.
Um, so talk to me a little bit about your content. And you get a lot of engagement on your content. Um,
Yeah.
but you found a way to, um, I guess, to make people want to buy more than selling directly. Can you
Yeah.
talk to us a little bit about that?
Yeah, I never really like to like I see artists sometimes like they'll do a painting like they could have finished it like 2 minutes ago and they post it. Already got prints on my website, DM for the price. I never attach a dollar amount to it because I want it to sit with the community for a little bit so they can like check it out, think about it, see what is making them feel like, and like when I do a painting, like I don't go into it with the mindset that I gotta sell this. I'm doing it like for my personal satisfaction, and if somebody happens to see it and like it, then we take it from there. But it's more so about just the experimentation and just creating and getting whatever I have going on inside of me out. But as far as my Instagram, I know we were talking about this on the Clubhouse, but I found success in just like showing who I am, like the real me. Like I said on there, like I'm not just like a art making like robot just pumping out like paintings and stuff. So I have a family and I do stuff for them. My kids are artists as well, so I like that kind of stuff too because it makes you more relatable to people. So people can see it and be like, oh, I have kids too. So if he has this success and he has all these, he has 3 children, then I have success too. So
All right,
I
yeah.
just like the middle on there.
That's dope. Um, so how can are you doing any mentoring or anything? Like I know a lot of artists are looking to, find, other artists that can possibly, help them and help them develop these relationships. Um, how can someone maybe possibly collaborate with you? Or, just bring some ideas your way, if they, so see fit.
Yeah, I actually do that a whole lot, like here locally and like across social media. Like artists reach out to me all the time, and like I don't have all the answers, but like whatever I know, I give it away. Somebody gave it to me too, so
So how did you get like your first like public projects, like your murals and stuff?
yeah, I just answered this question. I had an interview with the news earlier today. Um, so my very first meal. So one of my friends, he was opening up a shop. He has a Caribbean shop here, and he wanted the outside of his shop painted just like something simple. And he asked me, and I had never done a mural before, but I tried it. I was like, I can paint on canvas. I can paint on the wall too. And so I did it. And then from there, another friend saw it, and he had a dance studio. He was like, well, I want you to come do the wall in my dance studio. So I did that, posted it on social media. Somebody saw that. They was like, well, I got this spot. And so it's just been like a snowball effect from there. So
Mm,
and led into so like last year I did a mural, storefront mural for two Peloton locations.
okay, nice.
So it went from like working locally to like working with brands doing murals.
Mm, yeah,
Like
but
mural.
that portfolio, yeah, nice, nice,
Yeah.
yeah, nice, nice to hear that. So, if any artists that don't have, um, any place to start, listen, we going shoestring it. You start with your wall. Start with a wall in your room. Do a dope mural on your wall. Don't ain't nobody know it's the wall in your room. Take pictures of it, put it up. Get people who like it, love it, and next thing you know, people will be wanting you to do murals. Start from there.
Yeah.
Of course, you can start with what I do. It's called mural masking, so you can always offer to cover up graffiti. That's on
Yeah.
places. Because often artists don't disrespect artists, so if you
Yeah.
put something up there, nobody usually comes back over and do anything over it. If it's an actual mural or something, and the proprietors are gonna love you for it. Of course, you're gonna hit them with a proposal. Get a couple dollars for it, but that'll help you build your portfolio up, and it'll beautify the community.
Oh
Without
yeah.
vacation, you get paid. So, just a couple of little ideas and everything off the cuff. Um, so that's definitely nice. So, are you looking to get in maybe museums and in any collections or anything?
Oh yeah. That's definitely the plan. Like the
How did
major plan.
how did you like find your style? How did you develop your style? Because I think it's distinctive. I think I can not know you're gonna be in the vicinity and walk by and see a piece and be like, damn, that looked like a Chris Clark right there.
Yeah. Everybody always says that, but like I don't think I have a style. I think at least not one that I noticed yet. I'm
Mm.
always experimenting, so
Yeah, I see that too.
try new mediums and like mix things together. And so I think that that's kind of my style. Like always been in a experimental phase.
Okay.
Whereas like you'll see some artists like maybe like what's the guy Omoko Boko. So you see his work, like the finger painting, and like you, like it's that work every single time you see it. So I kind of like to switch up. So I think like my fan base and stuff has gotten used to me switching up. So I go from painting to illustrations, and but I guess there is some common aspects that you see within it, but I don't know if I noticed that yet, or
Yeah,
if
you
I
do the
want to know.
side profile. You do the profile often.
Yeah,
You
that's
know,
true.
so
Yeah,
that's something common. A lot of the characters, have locks.
yeah,
As well. You know what I mean? So I would definitely say those are two things. There's something you do with
Yeah, this is a blue that
a
I
lighting
use too.
creation, like how you do with like the lighting that I see often in your stuff as well too, that I can pinpoint, you know, the highlights. Um, but you know, I mean, I also have kind of a trained eye, you know, as well
Yeah,
too, to look for things. But yeah, I can typically, you know, at least get somewhere in the ballpark, like, this could be, you know, something like that. So yeah,
yeah.
but definitely love your work, brother. Definitely a fan of your work.
Appreciate it.
You know what I mean? Yeah, glad you out here doing it and being an example, you know, for everybody else. Um, did you have any questions or anything you wanted to ask and leave the people with?
Um, I mean, if do the people have any questions?
Yeah, if you guys got any questions, drop them in. Oh, Doodle Master 3000 said you definitely have a style. What's going on, everybody? What's going on? You can drop your questions right in there, or you can drop them in the box.
Yeah, I'm actually trying to slow down on murals a little bit, just to work on more of my personal works.
Yeah, that's something with balance that artists have to do as well too, and be sure to keep, you know, some of your personal works as well too. You know, not
Yeah.
give away everything. You know, actually be building a collection so the family can have something. You
Oh
know,
yeah.
so yeah, artists got to remember to do that as well too. So, okay, your manga world got a question: is it better to work for free in the beginning? Notice a lot of my friends did projects for free, which eventually helped because they got their name out there. Um, you want to answer this one?
Um, I'm trying to think back. I don't think I did any projects for free. I think I really just did projects for me and just put them out there, just got them in front of the people. But I don't know if I can't think about. I don't really think I did anything like, especially not mural work, nothing like that.
Mhm.
But yeah, I always charge like a little something.
Yeah. Um, so I believe in, depending on how it's set up, because it's all about leveraging
Yeah,
and plant seeds as well. And so you might do something for free occasionally, but never do something for nothing. And there's a big,
yeah. I mean, feel like
yeah,
barter
yeah,
trade
yeah,
something.
yeah, it's a big difference, you know. So never do something for nothing,
Yeah,
and don't, you know, I need more than just, you know, exposure. A
yeah,
lot of times I'm exposed, but nobody even looking at me. So what's the difference, you know, whether I'm
yeah,
exposed or not, you know? Um, I need, you know, yeah, the email list that's coming through here. I need, you know, a stipend. I need, you know, a kickback from the type of exchange.
yeah,
So, and all of that needs to be predetermined and explained up front, so you know what the expectations are, so nobody's upset at the end, and I know whether or not it was delivered. You know,
yeah,
so yeah, you might do some things for free, but don't do something for nothing. Maybe that
yeah,
time you do something is to get you in the door to do something else. Like, all right, you know, I'll do this for you if I can, you know, have wall space over here to do something,
yeah,
or if I can, you know, vend over here or something like that. Like, you should be getting something that's going to set you up for your next move, you know, out of,
yeah. Absolutely.
yeah, out of what you do. So bartering, you know, is definitely, you know, barter, you
Oh
know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah,
No problem. Go ahead and barter. But yeah, don't just hand something and, you know, let somebody run and do whatever with it, and you sitting there hoping you get something back.
yeah.
You know, you be asked out more times than not. So yeah,
Be waiting on it forever.
yeah, for sure. Uh, Shulamite girl said, "What up, Chris?" So when you starting
Uh,
out, how comfortable were you with raising your prices?
Oh man, I'm still not comfortable with raising my prices. I think that's one of the hardest parts about being an artist is just like even setting your prices and just trying to determine like the value and the worth of your work. But I think it's gotten easier for me with each level that I've like gone up. So the more like that I add to my resume, you know, I kind of add to my prices a little bit.
Okay, okay. So when those when the same customers come back around, how do you explain that to them? Or do you keep
Um,
or they grandfather then?
yeah, I mean they respect it, and you know, luckily I have customers that are like they're growing with me, so they're growing as I'm growing. So
Hmm.
they know that you know, the more that I do and the farther that I get, that you know, the price is gonna increase. So thankfully, you know, they're okay with that.
Yeah, and actually, that's a good sign for them that they made a good investment in you. You know, so I think they will be glad to hear that. You know, so that's good. That's dope. So let me see. Do you write up contracts for your murals?
Um, in the beginning, I didn't. I actually just started getting more serious about doing contracts and stuff, especially the bigger the job is. So I have one that I'm about to begin working on. It's a huge building, maybe like 3,000, almost 4,000 something square foot is the wall that I'm doing. And so that price is going to be up there, probably one of the highest murals I've ever done, price wise. So I definitely did a contract for that one. But like a lot of the smaller ones, you know, I don't really do a contract for those. But you should. You should.
Yeah, but you're being also probably solicited for stuff now versus you having to like submit proposals. You know, like requests for
Oh
proposals
yeah.
type of stuff. So
And that's another good thing about murals. You know, I always say they're like giant billboards. So every time I do a mural, I get like probably five more murals from that one mural, just from people
hmm
passing by who own businesses and things like that.
yeah, yeah. That's nice. So all it takes is one, especially one in the
Yeah.
right spot. You know, so you heard the
Yeah.
man himself. You know, you heard the man himself. You know, get to
Yeah. You
it.
never know. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, no, that's all I was saying.
Oh yeah, I was saying you never know until you try. Like I know artists, a lot of times we have a lot of doubt and fear and stuff. I think they call that imposter syndrome.
hmm
But you gotta get past that because I mean, like you never know until you try. And like the worst thing that can happen is it cannot be successful. But, I mean, just try again. Like something's gonna come from it.
Yeah. And again, you can start right in your own house. Paint your wall, take pictures. That's a mural.
Yeah.
That's a mural. So, you know, build your portfolio up, you know, wipe it clean, do another one. You know? So you have no excuse. All you need is paint. If you got paint,
Yeah.
you in the game. You
Yeah.
know? You got paint
That's it.
in the game. So, you know, if you're not already following this man, if you watch it on the replay, you're not following this man, make sure you follow this man. You're gonna get him to 100,000 real quick by the end of the year. You know, blow that up, make that happen. Thanks for spending time with us, Chris, Mr. Cooley
Oh yeah. Thanks
Rockstar.
for having me.
Yeah, not a problem, brother. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. I'll catch you later then.
All right, man.
All right, bro.
Peace.
Peace. All right, all right. Let me go ahead. Thank you, thank you. Appreciate you tuning in. Appreciate you. Let me go ahead and get my next super guest in here. I'm gonna go ahead and get Suze the artist in here. I'm gonna talk to Suze. All right, I'm talking about. Glad you love this. Hey, there we go. What's going
Hey,
on? What's going on, Suze?
how are you?
I am wonderful, and you?
Doing pretty good. Getting a little cold. I gotta get used to the cold weather after being in the warm
Yeah,
weather.
you know when you selling how you selling, you can go on vacation for a month here, month there, you know, stuff like that. You know, you coming back, you looking all bronze. I see you looking bronze.
It was work. I went to work.
Yeah, okay.
On the boat drinking champagne. Yeah, no, just kidding.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the life. That's the life, we all aspire to, so that's why we happy to have you on here today. You
Well, thank you for having me. Yeah, I'm excited to be here.
Yeah, yeah. I'll be jumping in your lives when you be painting, watching you and everything. So definitely glad you were able to pull yourself away, from all the hard work that you be doing.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. So Sue, introduce yourself to us, please.
Sure. So my name is Susie Cortez. I'm a fine artist, living in Dallas, possibly moving to Houston because I have a bigger opportunity out here. And um, I do travel for my work. In the last couple months, I was in LA, Miami, Turks and Caicos, Houston. So I love to travel and share my work with a lot of people. So that's me.
Nice. And how did you get started?
So, ever since I was little, I wanted to be an artist. I was lucky enough to find my first job as an artist. I was an art instructor, and the person who was teaching me their method to teach other people became my mentor for 20 years. So I pretty much learned everything I could from him because he was amazing. And after a while, I decided that I wanted to jump in the full-time artist playground, and so I did.
Nice.
And I've been doing it for like 4.5 years now. No, almost 5 years. So,
And what gave you that courage to make that leap?
like, I forgot his name. Your previous
Oh,
guest.
Chris.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Chris said, you just got to believe in yourself. At that time, I was selling a lot of my work, and I'm like, you know what? Let me just work part-time and do my art full-time, and it actually happened that I ended up doing my art full-time and not needing to, get a different job. I've only had one real job and it was in the arts. So I really couldn't see myself working in an office or doing anything else. It had to be creative. So I've been doing that. Huh?
Yeah, nice. And that sounds like a nice transition for people. It's like, all right, you're doing something full time, find something part time so you can have more time to,
Mm-hmm.
to your arts. So yeah, that's big. That sounds like a great idea. So once you made it independent, like once you decided to go independent, what was your first move?
So, okay. So I grew up in Los Angeles. And when I decided to become a full-time artist, I moved to Dallas. And the first thing was to get myself known. I was even though my family lived in Dallas for the past, back then it was 15 years, I still wasn't really involved in the art scene. So I made myself known. I would go to different art shows. I would, get to know other artists and participate in smaller shows and stuff. And little by little, I got to know more people. I got to experience more mediums. And then little by little, I started to make a name for myself in the city.
Okay.
And that's how pretty much a lot of the opportunities came about.
And what was the point where you was like, I have a name for myself in the city?
When I was the first time I remember clearly here in Dallas, was I was at the grocery store, and the person working behind uh, I guess the hot food, one of the sections there, she's like, "You're Suze the artist," and I'm like, "What? What?" She's like, "You're the artist, right?" I'm like, "Yeah." And so I was like, "Oh wow!" Like she actually recognized me, and I had met her. I remember meeting her at an art show in Dallas. So I thought that was pretty cool.
All right, nice.
And just people tagging me on my murals or my art and stuff that they see when I'm not around, that's very humbling and very exciting to see.
So what was like your first big project?
Um, my first big project.
Or biggest one,
My biggest
the
one yet, I
first
could tell
biggest.
you.
All right, let's go biggest one yet. Let's do
Yeah,
that.
because that one's easy. That was
All right,
last
yeah,
year.
yeah.
I I did a book. I literally painted about 36 pages.
Mm.
There were big cardboards. It was for the wife of an NFL team owner,
Okay.
and she was writing a book. So it was a very lucrative project, and it was a lot of fun. You know, it was very exciting, and um, you know, just I was really proud to have somebody wanting to have their whole book, you know, with my paintings. So that has been my biggest project. I've had so many fun projects, you know. You guys were, Chris and you were talking about networking and the importance of that. And a few years ago, I met this woman down in Miami who invited me down to Turks, and literally that changed my perspective and my palettes, my brush strokes, the energy in my brush strokes, and you could really clearly see the change I made in my canvases. And so every time I go out there, I have really fun projects, anywhere from collaborating with the rum company down there, or the brewery down there, uh, several hotels. We're in talks with one hotel, so hopefully it'll work out. One of their nice big chains down there, and do a lot of body painting over there as well.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So yeah, just keeping busy, and you know, always trying to find ways to be creative, and be able to do different things, not only for yourself but for the people that also follow you, to kind of keep them inspired. That's really important to me, inspiring other artists.
And do you have management or representation, or you handling all this yourself?
So, as far as my artwork, uh, I am, but as far as NFTs, I'm actually the creative director for Mouse, which is a new NFT, and you know it, NFT marketplace that's coming out. We've been working on getting all the kinks out of the, you know, the website, and getting everything. So now I'm going to have also representation from the publicist from Mouse as well.
Nice, nice. Yeah, big shout out to Mouse. Definitely gonna be doing some things in collaboration. With the platform.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Yeah, we have some great names. We have uh pretty soon we're going to be doing the launch, so it's really exciting. It's a very different marketplace, so I'm excited.
yes, yes, yes. So tune into that if you haven't. They're
Yeah,
Instagram, MOWSSE.
correct.
Make sure you look them up. Go and follow. Mouse House. Um, it's going to be some big things. So you want to be
Yes,
early on the early side. So you're not
exactly.
trying to catch up. Everything else. You want to be in it early. Get grandfathered in, all that. Get right, get accustomed to everything. So we can all see this progress and prosperity. So,
Exactly.
what you already been venturing a little bit, into the NFT space as well,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yes.
So what do you think are differences that you found between, traditional and that space really? Because you've had, you haven't had the same exact success, but you've had success,
Mm-hmm.
T space as well too. So what do you think might be some difference?
Well, my first my first experience with the NFT market, I literally lost $300 in trying to put my wallet together, and you know, minting my work and not understanding what I was doing, and then trying to take it down. I had to pay for that as
Ah,
well.
sheesh.
So I think that the biggest thing you have to do is be educated on the marketplace. You know, there's a lot of words that people don't understand, and you know, between the, you know, your between the blockchain and this smart contract, and you know, are you using Ethereum, are you using Polygon, you know, and et cetera, et cetera. the first thing is to make sure you understand all those words to be able to get into the market and really understand what you're doing. So my business partner, the founder of Mouse, he and I have been working on that, and I've been learning so much as far as like the development of the marketplace and how it's created. It's like a lot of work. So I've been learning a lot. So I think the first thing is just getting yourself educated in that. And that is the biggest difference between traditional art and the NFT space, right? I believe too that building a community is very important in the NFT space. You know, a lot of people might not understand it, but thanks to Clubhouse, you know, where you could go and hang out in rooms pretty much all day and night and hear all these other experts talk about it and explain what all those things are. That's very helpful. Unfortunately, I didn't have the time to do so. Last year, I had over 52 commissions in addition to the book. So I, you know, once lockdown was over and I could get back to traveling or just networking more, I didn't have enough time to go on Clubhouse. So just doing the research yourself is very important.
Yeah, nice. I'm sure there's plenty of artists that would love to have 52 commissions. You know, that'll keep a lot of people very, very busy, you know, for the year. So that's 1 day a week at least. So
yeah, I think it was like either 52 or 54, but it was literally one a week. Yeah. And it I mean, it was such a huge blessing, but at the same time, you have no idea how excited I was when I signed the last one. Yeah. You know, because I was like, ah, I'm done. I could actually work on my paintings because every January we have a show in Turks and Caicos, and it's actually a charity event. And I have 5 original paintings that I take, and it was December, and I still didn't have those paintings because I'd been, you know, busy. Yeah. So, so I had to rush and get those paintings done, and luckily I had them ready. I get out there, and the show gets postponed till April. Yeah. So, too bad I'm gonna have to go back.
Yeah, too bad, right? Yeah,
so sad.
yeah, too bad. Yeah, but I bet you if you didn't have them ready, the show would have been on. That's how it worked. The show
I would have been like, here, let me paint them in front of you. I am going out there, and I'm gonna have them for you. I think, you know, and that brings up another point, is your integrity as an artist. You know, when a lot of artists are stereotyped as lazy and they take forever on commissions, you know. But when you're busy and you give your word as far as like, okay, I could have this work for you done on X day, like you need to do whatever you can to get it done by that day, or stay in communication with your collector, with your customer, your client, because then they're not going to want to come back to you the next time around, you know. So it to me, deadlines are super important, and I try my best to fulfill my duties by those dates or earlier.
When was the first time you raised your prices?
When I couldn't keep up with my sales. So the mentor that I told you about, Larry, he taught me and stuff. He had all these audio tapes on how to sell your work. So I would take notes on them, and I have this booklet, and I want to be able to share with a lot of people because the information is like it's not that it's basic, but it's very simple to follow. And one of the, a couple of the other tips.
I want that.
Right? Yeah. I know. We need to do something together.
Yeah, I want that.
So a couple of the tips that I follow, and this is how it helped me raise prices, was every year get a new little notebook, right? I have mine right here. Well, this is not little, but here's my notebook. I'm putting all my little places that I travel. And right here, I have like the paintings that I have commissioned already. And I'm already falling behind, but I got a couple more. So every year, write down all your paintings you know, how long it took for you to make them, you know, the cost of them, what you sold your painting for. And then depending on the frequency of you filling that out, you could start then raising your prices.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Like, you should never lower your prices. You should never put your stuff on sale, because if you put your stuff on sale, you know, like, let's say my paintings start at $12.50, right? And nothing less than that. If I put them on sale for $500, then the next time somebody's going to say, well, you had them on sale for 500, why can't I buy them for 500, you know? So it's you could do payment plans with your clients. You could, you know, like you guys talked about earlier about bartering, depending on what it is, but make sure that your prices don't go down and always go up.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
So you have what's your primary way of selling?
I mean, I would say word of mouth.
Okay.
Yeah, word of mouth. I would say Instagram is a second place, but I think one of my collectors actually saw him jump in here. He's been very crucial in being able to sell a lot of my work. He has maybe 4 paintings of mine in his house. And, you know, every time he has friends over, he tells them about me and they contact me and I do paintings for them. So I would say word of mouth is very important. And that goes back to the point of, you know, keeping your word and your integrity with your client. Because if you don't have that with your client, you don't have that respect, they might have the painting up, but then they'll say, well, who did that? Oh, I bought it off some artist. You don't want that. You want them to say, oh, I bought it from so-and-so and they're so amazing, and like, here, check them out.
Yeah.
So, I mean, those are all business cards that are walking around for you.
Exactly. I like that verbiage. Yeah. Dope. All right, cool. So let's open it up. Let's see if anybody in the audience has any questions. You guys can type your questions in. Happy Miss Linton. I'm glad you're having a good time. Glad you're loving it. Questions, you can go ahead and drop that in there. Let's see. Hey, what's going on, brother Light Art? Was that the OG gas station? What up?
That's my collector.
Okay, all right, dope. He got to be a cool guy.
He is. He's amazing.
Say, yeah, the OG gas station. He got to be a cool guy. All right. Okay, we're to do a collaboration. Okay, we like collaborations. So, do we have what is the estimated launch for Miles?
I'd like to say 2 weeks, but I'm not sure. Still working on it.
Oh well, I mean, shoot, we can't do it like that. Like there got to be some type of rollout, some countdown or something like that.
We will have that.
Okay, yeah. Because I'm like,
today
we can't pop up 2 weeks from now and be like, hey, here we go. Everybody gonna be like, here go what? Like I ain't even know you was coming. Like you know what I mean? Here go what?
Exactly. Yeah. No. I mean today, as a matter of fact, we are talking about the content that we're going to be putting up on Mouse on Instagram. So make sure that you guys, you know, stay tuned if you guys are interested in this marketplace. Follow it, and then you'll be able to see information.
And Suze, you also do murals, right? So we have a question. How do you go about getting your first mural?
So my first mural was in Dallas, and actually it was for a friend of mine. It's like I said, it was my first mural, and it was her first company or her first business. She's an entrepreneur, and it was going to be on the side of her building. And we both thought of the idea, and we wanted to do something to celebrate, the culture, building the culture together. And it was a huge wall. I was kind of intimidated because I know how to draw freehand, and I was like, oh, just do it freehand. And then when I'm standing in front of this, 2-story building that's like maybe, I don't know, 20-25 feet high, I'm like, yeah, I think I need more help than this. But what do you call it? She bought the paint. She helped me. I think I charged her dinner that night.
Okay.
But that mural is still there. It's still in East Dallas. The community takes care of it. I've been able to use the other wall for a memorial for a dear friend of mine who passed away. Okay. And, as I do more murals. And because of that mural and the location of it, I've been able to get more business and, get to refer people to like, oh, well, this is what I've done. And I did one here in Houston, north of Houston. I did that, and with the help of Martel, he's in here somewhere. And what was the last one? I'm doing one in Turks and Caicos in April. I was gonna do it in this last week, but we just ran out of time. But I'll do another one there. And I think what people enjoy is being able to see the consistency of my paintings, of the style that I have, and translate that into my murals. So I've been working hard at trying to kind of do that for my murals as well.
Okay.
In some instances I can't because of just either the
type of paint,
the type of material that I'm painting. Right. Mm-hmm. So then I change it. I try my best to have different styles for the different mediums that I work in. Like, for example, for my body paintings, I could do landscapes or animals, but I always put rings on the arms of my model representing like Native American, like from like Mayan war paint, they're like these what do you call it? Just cultural rings that they had when they went off to war or when they went off to hunt and stuff like that. So I always, if you see my body paintings on my page, you will see that they have rings around their arms. And in watercolor, I try to do them more transparent, more painterly. My acrylics have a different style. My oils have a different style. But my goal is for whenever somebody sees my work, they're like, "Oh, well, that's a Susie painting."
Yeah. I'm getting there.
Yeah.
There. Yeah. Like I said, I peeked in, on a few of your lives, so I've been watching everything.
Yeah. I think that's one of the biggest compliments somebody could give you when they're like, "Oh, I saw your painting." I'm like, "Where did you?" Well, because I knew it was yours. Like I was either on Instagram scrolling quickly, and I saw the painting, I saw the colors, and I knew it was your work, or somewhere around town. So it's really exciting, and it took me a long time to find my style, because being trained in fine art, you have to paint what you see, right? Well, at least my mentor taught me that you had to paint what you saw as far as getting it correctly, right? To be able to represent it correctly. And my style, or what I wanted to develop, was being able to paint it representationally, but still add a contemporary flair to it, like just add my soul to it. So I'm working on it, still evolving.
Your brushstroke is pretty unique. That's one of the things that I noticed on there. It's firm but soft. Yeah, like I've been looking. I'll be watching. So
yeah. What here's another. Just because you said that, it reminded me of something my mentor taught me, and is when you're working on a painting, you should always observe, decide, and visualize. Right? Observe what you're going to paint. Either you're going to paint from a photograph or from your imagination. Make some decisions. Look at what you're going to do. Look at the size of the canvas you're going to use. pick out the composition, right? Decide the colors, the brush strokes, decide everything you're going to do, and then visualize it done, because that becomes your roadmap to creating this painting, right? Whereas if you, I mean, some artists like to just start and then whatever comes out, and that's great. Others start it that way and they might get lost and frustrated. For me personally, I spend more time using those 3 steps than actually painting, because once I know exactly what I want to do, pick out the colors that I'm going to use, decide how the background's going to look, lay in the drawing, and then I start painting, it becomes a lot faster. When I don't do that, I get super lost and frustrated. So it helps, so if there are any artists out there getting frustrated, try using that. It's really beneficial.
Yeah, thank you. My favorite part is the drawing. Right, because I can draw better than I can paint. That's probably why. So when I got done, I got to go paint. I'm like, damn, this is not how I drew it. This ain't coming out exactly how.
But see, the thing is, you have it backwards, because the better drawer you are, the better painter you are. You just have to think that you're drawing with paint. That's what I do with my paint. You're drawing with it. You're not just filling in spaces. You're actually creating with the paint, like drawing.
Okay. Yeah, I gotta try from that. I like that. So we got a couple questions. You answered a couple actually already in there. You were traditionally trained. Question though that derived from that a little bit with pricing that that's in there. Does it, or do you think it should make a difference, or did it make a difference to you in your pricing, the trainer? So
yes.
Okay, so would you not have charged as much if you weren't traditionally trained, or would you charge more? Could you figure out how to learn it on your own?
Well, I can't answer if I learned it on my own, but because I could only tell you my journey, which I took years to go through what I went through, learning how to draw and paint. So I have about 20 years of experience of drawing and painting. So I could paint it in like a few hours, I could do a portrait in a few hours, but I charge based on what I know and not how fast I paint.
Yeah. So,
and as far as an artist who's learning on their own, I can't tell you, because I always had somebody with, teaching me, and, here, Susie, let's do it again. Let's try that again, so, I do admire those that are self-taught, because I know that through my journey, there was a lot of times that I would get frustrated, and I saw what I wanted to do, but I didn't have the skill to do it yet. And if it wasn't for somebody there teaching me how to do it, not necessarily doing it for me, but actually making me understand what I needed to know, I don't know how I would have done it. I probably would not be as confident as I am now. So I do appreciate artists who are self-taught and, watch videos and go to workshops and do whatever they can. So kudos to you guys.
All right. And from canvas to murals, which medium do you enjoy working the most? Why?
Canvas, just because I have more control, and like I said, I mean, I find murals fun because they're challenging, but if I had to choose one for the rest of my life, it would be painting on canvas.
All right, 100%. I like that. So, so minimum we got right now $1,250. When we gonna be looking at minimum $3,000?
Well, it depends. I mean, they go up to 10,000 depending on the size. So that's just the starting point, depending on the size of the canvas, the subject matter, and stuff like that. So they fluctuate in the thousands.
Nice. Can't wait till I grow up and be like you, Susan, artist.
Oh, you're
Grow up and be like yo. So we definitely gonna be looking out for everything that it is that you're doing, have going on. We're gonna be jumping in, peeking in on your lives. and tuning in and becoming a part of the creation. We're gonna be looking forward to what's going on with Mouse.
Yeah.
If you're not following Mouse, Mowsse. Make sure you go and follow Mouse. He's on the gram at Mouse House. So follow
Yeah.
Mouse.
And another thing I wanted to say about Mouse, that one of the reasons why I love it, other than, the founder's an amazing guy, is that we want to make it.
Yeah, shout to Brian.
Yeah, shut up. We want to make it inclusive for everybody, especially in the NFT world. There's not a lot of people of color, participating in it, and so, or making the money that they should be making, so we want to be able to highlight artists of color and be able to make it inclusive for everybody, especially, people who are not being represented in other marketplaces. The biggest difference is that this marketplace is being curated, so you don't you don't go to it's not like OpenSea where you get unless you know exactly where you're going and whose art you're going to go see, you could get overwhelmed with all the work in there. And here it's curated. We take the time to make sure that the artists that are going in there are amazing. And there's also a couple auction houses that will be auctioning off the work, so it's very, very fun to be a part of this from the beginning.
Yes. I will have some pieces in there,
Yes.
Yeah, finishing up some stuff, already Alvaro Luna is in there, working with me. He's doing what he
I saw his work.
Yeah.
Great. Yeah.
Do some more pieces in there now. So I'm pretty sure things should be flying. So we gearing up. We're gearing up.
Mm-hmm.
So excited about all the new developments. 2022 is going to be a year of harvest, for everybody tuning in. So, make sure you're still nurturing, up until the time of harvest, but this will be the year. So tune in. Make sure you're following the right people. You're putting in the work in the right places and not just being busy, not productive. We want to be productive.
Exactly.
That's the key. So make sure you're doing the right things. If you don't know what's the right things, ask.
Mm-hmm.
Appreciate you. Thank you for joining us, Sue.
Thank you. I just wanted to say one more thing.
Go ahead.
Earlier I said, one of my biggest things as an artist is being able to inspire other artists. So if there's anybody who has questions, or, in regards to a medium or canvas or anything, if you guys don't know where to go, just, message me and I would be more than happy to help you guys out.
Yes. If you're not following Sue's the artist, make sure you're following her. If you're on here watching, or if you watch the replay, if you're not following me, you're on here watching, or you watch the replay, go ahead and do that and tune in. If you're interested in joining, our sponsors for today, which is the Pay the Artist Club, just DM me PTA, and it's not the Parent Teacher Association. We don't like them kids like that. Go ahead and DM me PTA, and we give you some info on joining the Pay the Artist Club, so you can get our couple monthly meetings and Q&A and hot seat information to help you move the needle in your art business. So we appreciate everybody for tuning in. Thank you for coming. God bless you. Good night. This is How To. Play it back, share it, save it. So I keep doing this, all right? Don't let me get discouraged.
Bye. Thanks for
right.
having me.
Peace.